I mean, a lot of designers want to be illustrators.
Mm,
I don't know a lot of illustrators who want to be designers, but that's there. And
yeah.
maybe what was it like for you transitioning and shifting your
Um,
mindset with, because there are similarities, but there are also differences in the approach.
like they're so similar, but they're worlds apart as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Like I'm really glad I started this kind of path of being a designer first, because I think as a designer you learn to be very unprecious about your work. You know what I mean? It's, like you can present like the most beautiful designs, but like the client will have feedback. Feedback's usually wrong, but you just have to be like, okay, like I'm starving, I need food, like no problem. Let's change that up. Let's do it. Like, great idea, client. But so you just learn to kind of let your darlings go a little bit, and
yeah,
um, and it's so weird. Like when I started presenting illustrations and things first to like publishers and things, they're like, "Oh yeah, we love it. That's cool." And I was like, "Sorry, like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like if you think so, that's what we'll do." And I was like, "What?" Like I don't have to fight for this, you know. So there's this kind of trust there
yeah,
that's with an illustrator, and and it's yeah, that kind of isn't there with design. I think people kind of think, I think design, people think it's very kind of subjective, and it's very,
sure,
but like there's not. There's rules and there's ethoses, and that's why we're doing this, and it's there's a whole thing around which you don't get into when you just present three logos or whatever. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? But that sort of trust level is lovely in this world. Like that's really the main thing, because my clients now are like art directors, and like they get it, and like their feedback is brilliant. Like I'm like, oh yeah, like yeah, I could do that, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's not like, like it is like they're like, I value their feedback, which I never did with my clients,
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And I'm probably sounding so pompous, like I'm not, like I'm not in those on pompous first, but like
yeah.
it's just when you're a designer, you're just killing your darlings all the time, just constantly, so that's probably the biggest, most loveliest sort of kind of transition from that, and like it's weird as well. Being an illustrator has made me a better designer, actually.
Yeah.
It's improved how I present things, and it's improved actually how I speak about my design, um, because I think, like, and again, it's just this weird thing. Like you speak about your illustration work so passionately,
Yeah.
but when it comes to design, there's almost like this different hat on. Like there's like this sort of almost like this corporate hat on, and you're kind of almost afraid to say anything. Whereas, like, things come across much better when you speak passionately about
Yeah.
something, and I've just adopted that sort of passionate kind of presentation of stuff,
I think you get
to
better at telling
design.
stories.
So there you go. Yeah, telling stories. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Because
Like
like,
I love
yeah.
how you wrap up my warblings like in like this really cool sentence. Just like, oh man, like you just, I literally want to hire you from the presentation. Just at the end, you go, oh, by the way, he said blah 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 blah, and they're like, oh, brilliant, brilliant. Like, sorry.
That's good. That's good. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, like, I know for myself, first 6 months I worked in a design studio. I got
Mm.
I got used to getting my heart crushed
Mm,
to bits, and
yeah.
that taught me to be a little more resilient, and like
Yeah.
I stopped being so precious, and that has made a
Mm,
huge impact on my illustrations now and my art, and like being more ready to make a mistake and mess up, or
yeah.
try new things, because I'm less
Yeah.
precious about it, and it's more about
Yes.
how can I better tell the story, or what's the end result going to be, and that comes from the
Totally.
designer side of my
Mm,
head.
yeah. Very much so, that has helped me as well in terms of when I'm doing illustration work, and the feedback that comes back is, okay, we need to change it. I'm not like, I don't throw my toys out of the pram. It's like, okay, let's go again, and let's
Yeah,
let's try again, and let's see what else we can do. And I think like they like art directs and all that, they appreciate that. It's not, it's not a whinge fest. It's just like, okay, let's go again, and it's like you're saying, there's very much this common, we're all working together. And whereas I think when you're designing, you're working for them.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It feels
So
like that initially, and I think you have to
yes,
teach yourself to stop thinking like that, and start
yes,
thinking like,
yeah,
actually, I'm bringing value to the table. This is helping
yes,
their business as much. In fact, they probably need me more than I need them. But like,
yes, yeah,
usually when you're starting out, you're thinking like, I just
yeah.
need the money,
Yeah, oh,
So,
totally. Like, yeah,
so
and I'm going to be found out. Like, it's a
yeah,
big thing.
yeah,
Like, I'm going to be found out. Like, I'm actually terrible at this.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, but yeah, no, it like saying the two things are very very similar, the two worlds. But
yeah,
like we're saying, they are worlds apart.